Now, in a world where Claude is dropping new releases basically every single week and other companies are doing the same, Notion AI and Notion's custom agents seem to have fallen into the background unless you are an enterprise user. But for me, I think they actually offer a lot of power that is being underutilized by the average user, the individual, the freelancer, the small team, and they're actually, in my opinion, much more easily accessible than some other tools, primarily because Notion has databases, and this gives everyone visibility into what is happening. So today, I'm going to walk you through use cases and things that you can consider with Notion's custom agents. There is Notion's AI and Notion's custom agents. Those are two different things. We are going to leverage Notion's custom agents in this video and get a full overview of its capabilities and how you could start using it today. Now, looking at my screen, there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of stuff happening, but this is kind of really where the power lies. So let's just take a look at one simple use case. Here, this is an email assistant where basically there are certain settings here that it will go through the workflow. Let me go back here, actually go to settings. Okay, where it will go through new chat with the email assistant when the agent is mentioned or daily at 9 a.m. As you can see, there are a ton of triggers that you could set up, reoccurring ones, if something happens in Slack, if something happens in Notion, if something happens in your calendar or your email. That's why they develop those apps. I don't use the email app, and I do use the calendar, but I don't use the email app. But I connected it because there are some pretty cool triggers here that you could develop further by using this. And something that I love, even with Slack, is it says here, if an emoji reaction is added to like any specific conversation, that can trigger a Notion agent to go do whatever you schedule it to do, which is really cool. From there, you have instructions. What I love about instructions, two things. Instructions work as any other page in your Notion account. So you can see here, these are the instructions for this specific custom agent, and they have all the capabilities, everything that you need that any page in Notion has. So if you want headers and you want code blocks and you want a specific description, as well as you could easily tag people. So I could come in here and say David or whoever on my team. I could easily tag them and use any of Notion's functionality. And that's one of the unique aspects here, is that all the power of Notion is also built into all of your agents, which is really interesting. Even to consider, I'm diverting really quick. If I start a new chat, I could do the @ sign and I could try to tag like myself, but I could also tag the email assistant to start a new conversation here and say, filter my email as of right now, and it will start the process where it will trigger that agent and start working through that. Now, as that works in the background, I do want to come back here and talk a little bit more about what we have. This is something else that I absolutely love. When you talk about MCPs and connections and all of that stuff, even if I want to toggle on web access, I could do that, but you could see there's a bunch of access here. Let me just do this really quick, can view, whatever. This is great. Okay, whatever. I can figure that out later. But basically, I can link Notion, I can link email, and as you can see, I have 2 email accounts connected here. I could add additional email addresses if I like, and I could also add in any additional connectors as well. You could see the list here that is built out as of right now, and any additional MCP out there, you could do a custom connection. Now, basically everything we've talked about, you could do in Claude natively, which probably will be a little bit cheaper. I don't know how much credits are going to cost, but as you can see here, you have the model, which is Claude, and you could connect all those same MCPs and you could connect Notion in there as well. So why do it in Notion? And that is the $1 million question. What I have found with most AI tools is that they do help you in a step of your process, but every step of your process is fragmented. For example, it comes up with ideas in one thread. Then when you have an idea you like, you may continue talking about it in that thread, but you may need to take that idea to your team in an email. And so then you need to go draft the email, send it to the team revises it, adds new ideas, and then you write out the full, like, let's say, script. in my use case. Okay, so now we write out the full script, but I start a new chat and then write out that script and then put it in the doc. Then when it's in a Google Doc, there's edits to that, there's comments, and then I want to work on that. So then I go back to the previous conversation I was in with the agent and try to work through that. And then I need to update the team on where the status is of that actual edits. Is it done? Is it in progress? Where is it? There's a lot of different steps here and a lot of aspects to manage. But the hope is, and the idea is, that if you could actually put these pieces together into a more systematic approach, then it gets really powerful. Now, let me give you an overview of how we're actually leveraging this on our team. Over the next 3 months, from April, May, and June, I am going to be publishing 100 YouTube videos on my channel. I've done a bit of math, and over the next 12 months of any video being published, each one will generate anywhere between $1,000 to $24,000 in revenue. And that is a very wide swing, but I'm trying to find the right number that would be on average, but let's just say $3,000. And so in some cases, that's a $300,000 business at a minimum by publishing 100 videos in the next quarter. Yes, I know that sounds insane, but with the right workflows, we could really make this happen. And so as you can see here, there's an entire pipeline that I have, but on the back end there's a lot of stuff happening. First of all, when I work with a new brand, the brand fills out an intake form. When they fill out that form, it triggers a bunch of different things to happen. One of those, it generates the first draft of the script as a basis for me to get started. What I love about that is that it's using Claude, and that's one of my favorite tools when I am editing a script. But what I also love is that everything is in Notion, marked and dated exactly where it is. I have all the information here. So let me give you an example. Here is a video I'm doing for a brand that I'm in the middle of scripting. What happened was the client filled out this form right here. It's a bunch of information here. And once they filled this out, this triggered an automation to come here and generate this page that you see here. So this page that you're taking a look at here includes a thumbnail that's created for this specific video. It also includes the actual connection to the original form that was filled out, as well as where it's at in status and who it's assigned to. The only other thing that I haven't fully added yet was the scripting aspect, but once that is done, I'd be able to have the script on this page as well. And this is where you take Notion's agents and Notion's capabilities and you put them together, and they could do a lot of really cool work. All right, so let me walk you through this process. First, when a new page is created, which is basically saying when a form is filled out, then I want you to do this. First, I want you to add a page to our thumbnail tracker with a new thumbnail where here's the title, the status, and who it's assigned to. Now, if I go back into this page, you'll see that's what this is right here. It generated this page here. It linked it for us. It gave us the YouTube title here as well. So all that information is relevant in there for the thumbnail designer. Going back, once that's set up, it will then create a page in our production pipeline, which is what you were looking at, and it'll assign these 4 steps. I could add more properties, I could remove properties, but it will build all of that out. Now, what makes this really powerful is when the brand fills out the form, right? We have that intake form. That is the sponsor brief. And so I can tag it with this triggered page. So the page that triggered this entire automation, now that's going to be linked with the sponsor brief. So if I go back to the actual live one, you could see this is a thumbnail. Let me go back. Sponsor brief is with this form. Now if I go back here, thumbnail, this is the page that was added in step 1. This step right here, I want you to add it in this step 2, which is this right here. You see where this is going? This is just really powerful. Then you could add additional actions. And as you can see, there's a lot going on. You could send an email. You could send a Slack notification. You could define variables, send a webhook. You could do a lot. Now, this is where custom agents come back into this whole conversation. Let me go to edit property. I'm going to add an additional property here, and I'm just going to use this one. This is not the best use case because I don't have a specific property here. All right, so I have added a 3rd step to add a page to our content repurposing pipeline. I didn't explain this, but I'm going to use this as an example right now of what we can do. So let's go to outputs And let's take a look at one of these outputs. Now, let's take a look here at videos where I'm just going to change this to transcript because this is basically a field that is a text block that I really want to leverage. So what I could do here is put the @ sign and then trigger a specific agent. All right, so the agent I am going to trigger is the content repurposer. And now it said, hey, it doesn't have access to this page. So do you want to give it access? Yep, it can edit. And boom, just like that, I've added it. So the tasks within the agent that we had specific instructions for and gave it specific access, it now will be able to go into this page and then execute on whatever is triggered when that trigger happens. Now, let me take a look back on this specific agent. This is the content repurposer. I'll go to settings and I'll see when it's triggered. So new chat, property updated in this specific pipeline, or when the agent is mentioned in Notion. So do you see that? When the agent does get mentioned and this page gets created, it will trigger to do what it's set out to do automatically for me. Now, this is the crazy part. If I get the script inside of my database, then this gets triggered, it would literally generate additional content for LinkedIn, threads, blog posts, all of that based on the script. Now, I could also have it wait until I have reviewed the script and then I change its status, which is what I have here. When this property is updated, the status is updated to generate. It will then generate that content for me. I'm telling you, this is one of the most powerful ways to execute with AI and actually get things that save you time versus take up more of your time. Plus, you're going to be able to troubleshoot where the gaps are in the process and the workflow. If you're having an issue generating the first bit with AI, you'll know where to fix that. It's a problem with using some other tools. You have it do a bunch of tasks, but you don't know where the issues lie. If you do want more content like this, definitely consider subscribing because we are publishing a ton of content on AI and helping you build your business, your life, and save time with these tools. And at the same time, we are building courses as well. Definitely check out the links down below. If you have questions, drop comments below. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.